Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 3 versus 3 on Colleville, and this is going to be a replay sent in by Brady1491, who is going to be using the 2nd Infantry Division. He is playing with Loud and Capstar, who are using the 6th Airborne and 15th Infantry Scots, and he's going to be playing against Ripper, my balls smell funny, and Matt Klug, who are going to be playing the 3rd Fallschirmjäger, 12th SS Panzer, and 17th SS Panzer Grenadier, respectively. So back to the interesting names, that's for sure. And we'll have to wait and see what happens in this one, as it looks like Brady is going to be taking the town. Capstar is going to be pushing the centre of the map, and we've got Loud on the right side. On the other side of things, we've got Matt Klug in the town on the left. We'll keep it from this point of view just to make sure things don't get confusing. My balls will be going to the middle, and Ripper will be going to the right side. So let's just talk about what the divisions will do in this one, or what they should be doing, because I haven't really had time to sort of look through this one properly, so I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. But either way, the 2nd Infantry, if they're going for this town, you've got to be using a lot of smoke to make sure those Ranger Assault squads can get up close and personal with those flamethrowers. Also, the Ranger supports. The Ranger supports, not so much. So if you're going to go for a smoke strategy, you'd rely solely on like Ranger Assault squads, and then maybe some rifles just for some substance. But Ranger supports, they don't rely on smoke so much because they want to be engaging from range. But lots of mortars, you get Ranger mortars, and they are very, very useful. Couple machine guns might be nice as well if you keep them in those gaps between the smoke. Looks like also a couple of units of Ranger Marauders will be used, or at least one for now. Capstar's going to be going to the middle, and I think that's a good place for the 15th Infantry Scots, because they can bring in some quite high veterancy AT guns, and they have the cheap infantry, which allows them to spread quite thin. So, for example, if I was playing this with my friends, for example, and I was playing the 15th Infantry Scots, I would say the 2 players that I was playing with focus on the towns, and I'll cover all of the open ground either side of the towns and in the middle, because that would be perfect for the 15th Infantry Scots with the Churchill 5s, with the AT guns. So I'd like to see some of that play come out. As for Loud with his 6th Airborne, again, it's a smoke engagement, but for all of his units. So Pathfinders, Airborne Paras, also the airborne leader and so on. Be interesting to see what he's brought out there. Bren Group, not so much. Bren Group rely again on distance, the same as Ranger supports on the other side of things. Matt Klug with his 352nd, or sorry, with his 17th SS Panzer Grenadiers, he's going to be relying a lot on his Stoss troop in this town, as well as just Grenadiers or Panzer Grenadiers. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes across. And on the right side, we're going to be seeing Ripper with his Fallschirmjägers. He's going to be going for, again, the sort of long-range engagements. So I don't think we're going to see much smoke over here, honestly. Airborne Paras from Loud. 2 squads of Airborne Paras from Loud. Okay, there definitely should be smoke for those, because the engagement range from with these Fallschirmjägers versus the Airborne Paras there means that, honestly, yeah, there should be smoke. Let's just put it that way. Over on the right side, Airborne Paras and Pathfinders in decent position to push forwards and kill off those AT guns very quickly. So I want to see some attack move forwards from those AV Paras on the right side. I think you can make a lot of ground. Meanwhile, on the left side, Balls has moved up quite fast past the town. The Airborne or Ranger Assaults are pushing pretty damn hard onto the Panzer Grenadiers here. But here comes a Nebelwerfer. Oh, that's going to hit very, very hard. Hits the Ranger supports, smack bang in the face. Ranger Assaults already down to 2 and 3 health. That's really, really bad, because these Ranger squads already have low health to begin with. So getting hit by a flak or a Nebelwerfer at the start of the game, that's really, really hard to deal with. And was a really well played by Matt Klug to make that happen. And it looks like these Ranger Assaults could be overrun very easily. There is a Ranger leader here that's going to stop them from surrendering, but these Panzer Grenadiers are doing a lot of damage. This 222's got some free hits going on. The Ju-87s come in, I believe that's the one with the 15 HE power bomb. That's going to be hitting the mortar there, so even the mortar's being countered. It looks like one of the mortars went down to the Panzer Grenadiers. That ball's moved up. Somehow managed to get line of sight. Another Ranger assault squad's gone down, and Brady, the person who sent me this replay, is currently being beaten pretty damn hard in this town. IG-18 and flak filling combo on the road, hitting the Ranger leaders very nicely, and since there's no real mortar support to take those out, it's just ripping to shreds the infantry down the road. And I think, honestly, Balls has done a great job here. It looks like Capstar moved all of his units over to the right side of the centre. So what ended up happening was Balls just pushed on all the way through. M1 gun is going to pick up the 258 kill there though. But yeah, Balls just pushed all the way through, and it looks like Capstar could do the same on this side if he had chosen to. So we are going to be seeing these Pathfinders move up. They're engaging an LG-40 at the moment. Spear troop on the right, spotting the airborne paras as they move up. Another Pathfinders unit moving up here, and like I said, there's plenty of opportunity for Loud to make a lot of ground here, especially if he does manage to kill off the LG-40, which is currently pinning down the majority of his forces there. Looks like off-map, this 210mm off-map is going to be coming in on top of Ripper, and that's going to be quite effective if it lands on some of these groups, because it will allow the Fallschirmjäger to push up in their ideal range and not have to worry so much about the artillery. So we'll see what happens. Well, first two shots were off target. Third one was really as well. Was that it? I only saw 3 shots come down. No, here we go. Here comes more. But again, 2 more shots off target. Third one off target. I think there's 2 more shots available. Will they hit what needs to be hit? I'm not sure. Pathfinders on the right side are finishing off the Pack 41 Gerlich, and the last 3 shots didn't really hit their mark there, so all of these Bren groups still able to do their jobs. The airborne paras have been trying to push forwards, but they're now being hit by an LG-40, and that's going to be another artillery strike coming in there. 3 more shots from the 210mm off map. Did hit the airborne leader pretty hard, took him down to 1 health, but let's have a look over on this left side. We see that Brady has been pushed completely out of this town. He's got some Ranger assaults that are harassing the Panzer Grenadiers, but the Ranger assaults just ran out of ammunition for their flamethrower, so not in the best place there. And in the town, all these Panzer Grenadiers are absolutely wrecking the Ranger support, Ranger assault squads as they push up. So that's crazy. I think what actually happened here, although there was smoke used by Brady, there was so many Panzer Grenadiers pushed into this town from both Mackluk and my balls that they were just hitting his infantry like from all directions, and it didn't matter where the smoke was, there just wasn't enough of it to cover off all angles, and it meant that his infantry still got pinned down and eventually got beaten out of the town. Fortunately, on the right flank, Loud's making a lot of ground here. He's got the airborne paras providing a lot of influence on the right side, so it's only a +1 currently for the Axis side of things with 51% territory lead. So we've got to see what Capstar does here, because the 12th SS player, he's pushed through, and it looks like a lot of his support units have been taken out. Boyter Cromwell's pushing to the middle, but 259 just got taken out there by a 6-pounder, I believe. Looks like Aufklärer are going to be taken out after killing a carrier there, which was rather well done. But there's multiple honeys coming up in the centre. Capstar's decided to invest in all of these, and Brady's even got his M7, and then we've got Loud with a couple units here to help out as well. So the whole team's coming together, Loud with the Recon and the Tetrarch Little John, and then Capstar with the 3 honeys and the M7 from Brady. Boyter Cromwell goes down in the centre to the 6-pounder as it comes down the road here. That's a big loss for the 12th SS player. And the 12th SS player should be really focusing on using the Cromwells and the Boyter Firefly at the start of this game. Losing that Cromwell is actually a massive deal, because he's not going to be able to take care of the 100 or 1,000 meter AT guns as effectively from now on. So it just leaves more targets that can kill the Beute Firefly. So a pretty well held city here now, or village, from Macklug. He's got his Panzer Grenadiers into position. 222 is going to be going down to the Honeys and the Tetrarch Little John. Nebelwerfer strike, or lovely Nebelwerfer strike onto the M1 gun and the Ranger supports there. Ranger Marauders on this side. Lovely. Lovely hit there by Brady. Takes out the Stug on the far left. Now that Ranger Marauder squad could easily move up and kill off this MG42, so I would be interested to see that happen. Panzergrenadier in completely the wrong spot at the moment, being hammered by so many machine guns. They are going to be pinned down, and once they're taken out, that will push the front line back in favour of the Allies. We are going to be seeing a Firefly take out the Honey Stuart though. Just after, a Typhoon is going to come in and stun it up. Here comes a Ju-87 as well. And it looks like the Ju-87 might be going for the shot onto the Tetrarch Little John. I would be surprised if that didn't get the kill, and it certainly will. Spitfires is going to come in. Multiple machine guns on target there. Ju-87 doing the job, but the flak-filling is going to force that Spitfire to fall back before it can come round and get the kill onto the Ju-87. So just waiting for those Panzergrenadier to die now, so the front line gets pushed backwards, but the Beute Firefly moving constantly forwards. Smoke trying to be used to block off the line of sight, but there goes another Honey Stuart. Things aren't looking good on that left side. However, on this right side, Airborne Paras and Pathfinders in a prime position to take on the Fallschirmjäger at the top side. And if they can take out these Fallschirmjägers, they're going to be controlling a lot of ground on the right side. It's nice that Lau can focus so hard on what's coming at him from the 3rd Fallschirmjäger, because Capstar has his left flank covered off quite nicely. Lau's also got his own 2-star 6-pounder and scouts there as well, so he can see what's coming. But that Panzergrenadier taking a lot of fire, finally goes down to a shot from the M7. Looks like all this infantry, Bren group here from Capstar, is going to be forced back away from this town, and Brady's not having a great time at all. So it's interesting because Macklug is easily in control of this town now. It's going to be very, very hard to come back into that town. So I'm interested to see if they can do it. And if so, how? Panzergrenadiers, they're going to be pinned down by the rifles. Rifles at close range with Panzergrenadiers actually have higher HE. So rifles going to win out that engagement, force the Panzergrenadiers to surrender. 2 Spitfires coming in are going to take out the Pak 38. Lovely strike there from Capstar with those Spitfires. Might be nice to keep one of the Spitfires in the sky, the one that wasn't going to be stunned up, because there was a Ju-87 on the way. Didn't know that at the time, but looks like that's going to be going for a shot onto the Ranger leader there. It's got the 15 HE power bomb, should just one past them, honestly. There we go. 15 HE power bomb, direct on target. Ju-87 does the job. So Honey Stuart on the road here did just take out a 259 and is actually pinning down a lot of these Panzergrenadiers quite nicely. So Capstar's done a reasonable job with those Honeys. Unfortunately had a couple of them killed, but the M1 gun there, unvetted M1 gun, is going to one-shot the Firefly, hit it straight bang in the side armor. Wow, what a shot from the M1 gun. Really, really going to help out. So over on the right, things still under control of Loud. He's got some Pathfinders there, Airborne Paras. Doesn't look like Ripper's going to be trying to contest that far side, although it is providing the Allies with a lot of ground at the moment. Axe is currently winning the game with 325 points, but still all to play for, because it's still 50-50 and there's still 27 minutes left on the clock. So Ranger Mortar being used here to take on the IG-18. Honey Stuart still firing away with that 30 cal, and with the Boiter Firefly out of the picture, well, infantry can be moved up with the support of these lighter tanks, which is very, very nice. Both is also going to be used there to support, and rifle is going to be demolishing units as they go up. This is the 2nd Infantry Rifles, the 12-man squads. Another Ju-87. Looks like that's going to be saved once again by the flak filling. And it's going to get out alive. Didn't actually get the kill on anything, so making sure that Ju-87 didn't destroy this honey or one of the M7s was a good job. And Capsa's going to be bringing up the AVRE now. Brady's also got an M4 to help out. So these rifles have done a lot of work cleaning out the bottom side of the town. Now it's just got to start sweeping on through, and maybe they can make something of this. So it looks like what they chose to do was rely on their sort of tank fire support, and taking out that Boiter Firefly helped that greatly. They also managed to take out one of those Stugs on the left side with the Ranger Marauders, and those Ranger Marauders really saved that left flank even more so. So that was really, really nice. MMG carrier and 2-inch carrier engaging in the center of the map here. We're going to be seeing a Tempest, 2 Tempests coming onto the 81mm mortar. More off-map coming down on the right side as Loud continues to push his infantry up and is bringing in continual reinforcements, which is really good to see. Often, and I'm quite bad at this, is people float points, and it can be really detrimental to like a hold you have on a town, and it looks like maybe Maclook did it here. He had a little bit too many points left over, and he's just bought himself an absolute ton of Panzer Grenadiers in order to help him defend this town. But we'll see if it makes a difference. Panzer IV on the road here. Multiple units coming up. GMC does go down to the Panzer IV. That's not very good from Brady. Losing one of those rifle squads is very detrimental. That Panzer IV looks like it might just kill off these rifles in the open as well. Sturm Pioneers trying to move forwards, but the rifles are going to pin them down as soon as they try and move. 3 more infantry squads coming into the left side of the town with the mortar support. Should be able to do quite a lot of damage, honestly. So it'll be interesting to see what comes to fruition. Over on the far right, still similar story. I think it will be for most of the game. 3rd Fallschirmjäger trying to move forwards with this Fallschirmjägers into the airborne paras and the Brain group, but just can't make it across the open ground. It's really, really hard for the Fallschirmjägers to do so. The only thing I can suggest is using these 81mm mortars to smoke off and get into buildings that are just out of range of the 100 meters of the airborne paras. It's the only way you can really do it. And then you can also have the 81mm mortars like mortar the infantry as you start engaging it. But either way, a lot of this infantry is just being wrecked. Wow. These rifles have been hammered. 2 M7s over on this left side now. They should be able to do a lot of damage to this infantry. We're going to see 2 shots go off there. And that is a leader dying there. Mosquito Pathfinder also comes in with its napalm, and that's going to do a lot of damage to some of these pioneer squads, but all of the rifles are going to be dead. So there's nothing really there to keep pushing. There's a couple of squads of rifles on the bottom side, but I'm kind of wary that they're not going to do too much. Ju-87, can that be stopped? Yes, it can. Before it drops its bomb. That could have been devastating, taking out 2 M7 double Ds. But they're both the Spitfires come in there, take out the Ju-87. ME-109 comes in with its rocket pods, and I think that's going down as well, as the Spitfires will get onto its tail. At least they should do. Will they shoot it down? Because this is quite important. Yes, they will. Didn't manage to get out in time. So lovely mosquito strike there. Kind of prevents the pressure coming in from the Pioneers. We're going to be seeing the Nebel 41 get taken out by what looked like the Challenger. Challenger's going to be engaging the Stug 4 from range. Haven't seen many Challengers in a while. So good to see them. And it is going to penetrate and kill that Stug once it gets on target. So nice that that Stug has gone down. Still got to deal with this Befehl Panzer IV. I do have an AVRE coming up though, and that will be able to deal with these Pioneers quite nicely. Just got to be careful that Brady doesn't let his rifles get killed off by these Pioneer squads because of the 20 HE power grenades, which is just what happened here. Rifles getting hammered pretty damn hard by that Pioneer squad. Panzer IV though gets hit by a rocket strike. Looks like a lot of that infantry is being pinned down. These Ranger leaders need to have their M1 carbine turned off and their M1 Garand, honestly, because Ranger leaders, although they do have the 20 HE power high explosive, you want to make sure they're in 100 meter range so they can do the best damage they can. Those Ranger leaders are actually really good combat efficient units in towns if you use them at the 100 meter range, so you need to be smoking those properly. Ju-87 coming in with its cannons to take on the Challenger, but that's going to get hit very, very hard by the Bofors and is going to be shot down by Loud's Mosquito. And this, my friends, is why you do not use evac Winchester, because otherwise, after dropping those bombs, Mosquito would have just retreated, and that Mosquito ended up actually killing off a mortar half-track there, as it couldn't run away. It was surrounded by buildings on all sides. Panzerwerfer hitting the Bren group there, not too much else. Another Sturm Pioneer also going down. Pioneers are pinned, and if this rifle is moved a little bit closer, it will force them to surrender. So I'd like to see that. Over on the far right, looks like off-map is being returned by this 381mm off-map. Loud, returning the favour. Might be able to get the kill onto the Fallschirmjäger and the Spear Troop. Might also kill off this MG34 if he's lucky, and that might open up a little bit of ground on the left side of his town. Just going to make sure that those shots land where they need to, and yeah, there goes the... Wow, it even hit the off-map, the 210mm off-map going down there to the 381mm off-map. So nice job by Loud in that situation. So things looking a bit more balanced. It's now slightly in the Allies' favour. They've just come up to 350 points, which is 25 points more than their opponents. HS-129B1 coming in is going to take out a Cromwell, but does run out of ammunition. Got one shot left. Are they going to try and bring that round to kill off the Churchill 4? Because that would be a big mistake. You should send that back to definitely resupply. Because if he hangs it around in the air for too long, it's likely it will get shot down by Allied Air Force. So we'll have to wait and see. Is it? It's not probably not going to get the first shot. No, it just wasted it there onto the Churchill at max range. So Churchill's going to survive another day. And oh, here, what did I just say? Tempest come in. HS-129 is so damn dead. We also see a Mosquito coming in from Loud. And that's going to be 2 ME-109s versus 2 Tempests and a Mosquito. Mosquito's going for the bombing strike. 4 15 HE power bombs onto the artillery there. And it's going to take out the enemy artillery and the Mosquito. Wow, what a turkey shoot. Tempest going to be coming in to pick off the second ME-109 G6 R6. And that's pretty much the German Air Force out of it. Looks like it was handed on a plate to the Allies here. So they're going to be having all the chance in the world to use these Mosquitoes and Tempests for the rest of the game. Loud really making fantastic use of those. Verbelwind trying to do its best to make some of these aircraft fall back, but it looks like it's curtains for the Focke-Wulf 190, as it does bring in a 15 HE power bomb to take out the 17 pounder under the marked artillery target. Definitely not worth it, but nice Panzerwerfer strike here, gonna kill off a Ranger Marauder squad and the Ranger leader at the same time. So this could be rushed quite heavily by a fast vehicle that would force these guys to surrender, but at the moment not too bad. AVRE still creeping up on the left side, and it looks like the Ranger Marauders are pushing up with some rifles at the moment. Seeing a xylophone being used to pin down the opposing forces. Can he capitalize? That is the question. Typhoon being brought in there, going to hit the Panzer IV. Very much so. Mosquito Pathfinder brought up on the right side. Going to be dropping its bombs down the tree line. That pins down some Fallschirm Pioneers. Vulcan Pioneers do definitely make it a bit harder moving into Phase B and C for Loud to deal with, because what ends up happening, especially in a 6th Airborne versus 3rd VulcanHDG engagement, is a lot of the elite infantry for the 6th Airborne comes in Phase A, whereas when you move to Phase B and C, you're relying a lot on air landing, which just don't match up to like Vulcan Pioneers and the VulcanHDGs in general. So Loud coming in there with an engagement onto a Focke-Wulf 190G1 and the ME-109. This Focke-Wulf used up its bomb to kill off some airborne paras there. Looks like the Mosquito is going to be saved by the Bofors though. Typhoon AT smashes that Panzer IV to pieces. Nice to see that being effective. M10 Destroyer going to be helping out as well here. That's a 2-star M10 Destroyer, and we're finally seeing the Churchill 6s coming across in the open here. Would prefer if those were like Churchill 5s, because getting that sort of fire from the Churchill 5s into the town would be perfect for when you start to push up with infantry. And that's exactly what's going to start happening now. Bedford trucks coming up here from Capstar with likely rifles to try and take control of this town. Macklug is really starting to struggle. Panzerwerfer coming in there, going to be hitting the M10. No direct hit, so not going to go down today. The Focke-Wulf 190G1 that was brought in did land a bombing strike on its target, but Mosquito is going to get that kill. So trading a Focke-Wulf 190 for an infantry squad, not the best. And it seems at the moment some of the Axis players are relying a lot on their aircraft, and they are just being punished so severely at the moment. So here come the rifles. Macklug putting his off-map in a pretty decent location here. Capstar should be unloading these rifles so that he has targets. Looks like a Churchill 6 is going to go down. Looks like that was to the Befehl Panzer IV. So over on the right, Loud still holding strong. He's moved up a Challenger to help him out. Vickers HMG is going to be hammering some Vulcan Pioneer and VulcanHDGs there. Pathfinder's just remaining on return fire, so he has the recon. Because if we go to a Loud's perspective, he can see a lot of this stuff on this right side because of that, which is very nice. The Range Marauders up on the far left have now moved all the way up. Ranger support and rifles also doing so. Brady's making a lot of ground here for his team. 55% territory lead now. Artillery coming in from the SK-18s on top of all of these rifles owned by Brady. Should definitely be falling those back, because you don't want to just allow the artillery to kill off your men. There's also a lot of infantry on the way, so you want to make sure that your units are as fresh as possible and take full advantage of that. But here we see a P-38 Lightning coming in with a 225 HP power bombs. That could definitely take out at least one of these SK-18s. Didn't manage to hit the bombs in exactly the right place, so looks like both of them are going to survive for now, but will stop firing for the moment. And the P-38 Lightning is just going to get out of there. So this is pretty difficult at the moment for Capstar, because he wants to push forwards, and so does Brady, but they've kind of come up against quite a lot of resistance. They've got two Panzerwerfers to deal with. They've got this Stug that wants to kill off his M7s, and he will also have to deal with the SK-18s once they stop falling back. But at the moment, so far, so good. Looks like Loud has the right under control, and Brady and Capstar are still pushing hard on the left. So, not really too much to lose at the moment. ME-109 going to be shooting down a Tempest there after that small little engagement. M10 Destroyer taking on Whitman. Let's just hope Whitman doesn't get a shot on target before the M10 can reload multiple times, because that 3-star M10 definitely has a chance of penning Whitman, but not this time round, as Whitman is going to get the kill there and most likely get a kill onto one of these Willys Jeeps if he's not too careful. Looks like he's targeting the M4A1. If this is a 17-pounder and it's not unloaded, no, it's an M5 gun. That is just tragic, because that M5 gun could definitely be doing a lot of damage to Whitman at the moment. So multiple AB scouts air landing and the Sherman 2s pushing up. Look how beautiful that looks as both Sherman 2s open up. Typhoon AT going to be forcing Whitman to fall back. M5 gun was unloaded, but is going to be pinned down. Looks like there's a Panther behind Whitman. That's Befel Panther, giving him the 3-star veterancy now. So getting rid of these Churchills in the open will be a priority for the 12th SS Panzer player now. And he might be able to influence this enough for his team. Another Stug is pushing on this far side. Will that get taken out by the Ranger Marauders? Who knows? But yeah, Loud starting to win out here. He's using his Challenger to try and take on some Fulcian Pioneers. But wow! The Challenger's going to surrender to the Fulcian Pioneers. Oh man, that's not good. And it gets way too close. Airstrikes coming in on the left side from these P-38 Lightnings. Gabby's also going to be starting to strafe the Stug 4 on the left side. Ranger Marauders are going for that kill. Can they get another Stug? If they can, that would be pretty spectacular. It would also stop these rifles from being cut off. So what's the range there? They are in range. Can they land the shot they need? That is the question. Here we go. Yes, they can. Stug 4 down. And the left side, far left side, is regained. So M5 gun's still very much alive in the trees here, and it's currently engaging Whitman and the Befel Panther as they move forwards. I don't think they were on attack move orders from what I saw, but they should definitely be targeting the M5 gun if they can see it. So let me just go to his point of view. He cannot, okay. Because I was going to say, you should definitely be targeting the M5 gun if you can see it, but instead they are picking off all of the tanks they can see, which is fair enough. Bofors here is slamming the infantry in the town still, and we've got an M7 moving up as well. M7 is going to be forced to fall back for now. We see some off-map come in from the Churchill OP here. So this M5 gun needs to do the work, is to get a shot on target. Sherman 2s are relying upon it. Oh wow, there goes an M4 that was trying to flank there. Sherman 2 came round that right side, and trying to flank like that was a good idea, but it didn't really pay off since both of these Sherman 2s had already been forced to fall back. And there goes an M4A1 on that left side. Whitman and this Panther are having an absolute turkey shoot. Mosquito Pathfinder coming in, and a Mosquito Bomber to try and prevent the push from the Befel Panther. Looks like they're going to stop the Befel Panther, but not Whitman from moving forwards. Now this is rather scary for Whitman actually, because if he gets forced to fall back in front of this M5 gun, he's going to be in a pretty damn bad spot. And currently Whitman's actually focusing on the M7. Oh, there we go. That's nice. Take that M5 gun out and he will be in a very good position. The M7 though, forcing Whitman to fall back. Mosquito going to be going down there to the ME-109 G6, and the ME-109 targets the Lightning. Going to be prevented from getting the kill by the Bofors and the Tempests. But I don't think he's going to be shot down himself unless Gabby can get round and get on target there. I think he might just be able to. No, not in time. The ME-109 survives the fight another day. M5 gun going to be engaging Whitman now as Whitman tries to run away. Needs to get that Befel Panther over here to land a direct shot onto the M5 gun and take it out, because doesn't really have to worry about the Sherman 2, definitely has to worry about the M5 gun. There's also a Wolverine rolling up now, and I'm not sure what this is, but I hope it's a 17 pounder. No, it's a M5 gun again. Capstar needs to be bringing up his 17 pounders. because they will do the job in the center here, especially against the Panther. This off map on top of Matklug. It's doing a lot of damage. Another Stug coming into range of these Ranger Marauders. Oh my, can they do the job? Stug's going to be opening up with the machine guns there. Ranger Sports just getting out of line of sight in time. M8, got to be careful that doesn't get picked off by the Stug, but the Ranger Marauders here, perfect positions to ambush this Stug. Why are the Ranger Supports getting close? I do not know, but they are very dead. No, maybe not. I thought they would get killed there. M8, again, needs to get out of there. Okay, here we go. Ranger Marauders. Can they do it? Yes, they can. Stug 4 going down. Lovely use of the Ranger Marauders there to pin down and take out those Stugs throughout the game. And now, Laon's probably dealing with sort of availability issues with his infantry. So the VulcanHDGaming player could push on pretty damn hard. Now being forced to bring out his challengers to hold the right side at the moment, but 1,190 points in favour of the Allies with 6 minutes left on the clock. So looks like it's going to be going to the full 40 minutes. We've got artillery coming in from these 25 pounders onto the town on the left side, so it'd be interesting to see a combined push from Brady and Capstar pushing up here with the Crocodile and the rifles to make something happen. Crocodile could very easily ambush the Stug 4 and vice versa, so got to watch that engagement. Typhoon ATs, they're going to be evac'd, and so is the ME-109. Churchill 6 going to be forced back on the right side. Looks like Capstar is helping out there as well. M5 gun going down in the center of the map. We're going to be seeing a Rhino and a Crocodile try and take on this Befell Panther and the 2 Tiger E's at 3-star veterancy. I'm not sure this Crocodile is going to last too long. Crocodile wins the engagement against the Stug in the town. Stug was facing the right direction. Looks like the Crocodile got off the first shot. Another Stug 4 getting in line of sight very shortly. And it looks like we'll be hit by some off-map. So this engagement, it'll be interesting to see if the Stug 4 gets pinned down enough for Capstar to want to go for this engagement. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. It's falling back. The Crocodile can come out, get line of sight, turn its turret, pop the Stug 4, especially when it tries to fall back to the right side. At the moment, it's falling back in a pretty nice position, and the Crocodile's very slow at turning because it's carrying its fuel behind it, but definitely needs to continuously move towards that Stug. Looks like he's blocked by this building, honestly. So the Crocodile not gonna be getting that kill today. But these SK-18s, they've been alive for the majority of the game. They haven't been taken out yet. Looks like one of the tanks went down here. The M7 went down. The M4A1 Rhino still very much alive. And well, here comes Loud with a 17-pounder. M5 gun from Brady, trying to do the job. Looks like Wittmann was actually taken out. Not entirely sure what killed him, but there goes a verbal Wind. 17-pounder, definitely going to be doing the job against the Befell Panther. Oh, there's another Stug here. Another opportunity for the Ranger Marauders to show their worth. Can they do it? Can they get 4 Stug kills? Yes, they can. Lovely. I'm not entirely sure why Stugs keep getting sent to that side of the map, but it is not working. 17-pounder going for the shots onto the Befell Panthers. I think it would be good even if he can just make them fall back. M5 gun taken out there. One Befell Panther is forced to fall back. Tiger E is now opening up as well. It's going to be bailed out by Capstar's 17-pounder. Typhoon AT is also coming in there. And a lovely finisher shot to take it out. There goes 251, and there goes the Verbal Wind as that gets taken out by an M5 gun in the town. Both these Befell Panthers are falling back now. Great opportunity to take them out. Can the M5 gun land a shot though? He did manage to engine destroy one of the Panther Gs. So, great job there. Gabby's going to be coming in to pin down these Panzer Grenadiers that have been moved forwards. And there goes a befelled Panther. Wow. So the one with its engine destroyed, still being shot at by the M5 gun, I believe. Finally going to be taken down. So both Panthers dead. Tiger E is going to be taking out some infantry in the town. Will he get into line of sight of this M5 gun as well? This M5 gun has done a fantastic job. Mosquito is going to be bombing the Panzer Grenadiers here. And they're going to be burnt out, and that will give back some territory to the Allies. But Brady all the way up on the far left now, giving his team a lot of ground. They lost a lot on the right side. It looks like the whole map just sort of flipped around. Because at the beginning, Loud was doing fantastic, and it makes sense considering he is using the airborne, the 6th Airborne. But as we've moved into the later game, Brady has managed to make something of this combined push into the town, which was pretty risky, honestly, but it seemed to pay off. And control of the air by Loud throughout the game has really helped out the Allies in this one. Now ideally, Bulls shouldn't have really lost these Panthers by pushing forward so aggressively, but what can you do when a 2-star 17 pounder arrives to ruin your day? Not too much. M5 gun went down in the town here. Looks like the Tiger E is going to be going for a shot onto the Challenger, but the Challenger... Okay, the Challenger's actually targeting the half-track. Oh. Really close range shot from the M10. Bounced off the front of the Tiger E, and the Tiger E gave the M10 weapon damage. So no more ammo for the M10 for now. Tiger E is going to be forced back slightly because of the morale damage it's received. Tempest going to be taking that ME-109 straight out the sky. Been some pretty spectacular engagements, that's for sure, throughout this game. Churchill going to be starting to hit Panzer Grenadiers there. Both is still holding some ground at the bottom side of this town. Got to be careful. Looks like there is some Ranger Marauders being brought up there, and it looks like they were finally killed off in the top left, where they took out 4 Stugs. And that is game. The Allied side win after meeting the 40 minutes with the higher conquest points and some pretty even kill-death ratios throughout. Bulls managed to get the 4,208 kills to 4,000 losses. That's a lot of points thrown about there. Ripper, 2,783 kills to 1,925 losses, but was just held back throughout the whole game by Loud, who did a fantastic job with his Air Force and with his infantry early on. 3,048 kills to 2,690 losses for Loud. Brady, 3,148 kills to 3,180 losses. Thanks to him for sending this very good replay into me. That was really fun to watch, and I very much enjoyed the back and forth that occurred in this one. I wish most of my games were more like that, but it's a shame, really. Ranger Marauders took out Stug 3, 3 Stug 4s. Fantastic job by that Ranger Marauder squad. Paid itself off multiple times over. M7s, as always, doing plenty of damage. And this M5 gun picking off the Panther G. Looks like the P-38 Lightning Bomber took out the Befell Panther. Not often you see that happen, but definitely can happen. So really good job by Brady in this game to take advantage of that left side push, and fantastic job by Loud to hold on the right side. Props to Bulls for that really interesting push through the middle. Didn't really get contested by Capstar too early on, so managed to take full advantage of that and gain some ground early for his team. I think everybody just played really well in this game. Some great plays by all of them, especially like the Nebelwerfer again from Macklug at the start. Everybody just doing their own thing, and it really made for a very interesting game. So again, thanks for Brady for sending this in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.